Our world is further and further away from the Holy Spirit for one simple reason. Dad, he lived in Czechoslovakia at that time. The Nazis, when they came in there, he was a young boy, and they took him, like all the other young boys, they took them and they had them digging tank traps to stop the Red Army coming. He had to escape. They got caught the first time, and then a year later, he got out. He told me stories about, them shooting at him and sending the dogs after them. He started his own business, started making high-end furniture, but then he came down to Cincinnati, and we stayed on the west side of town out Coleraine Avenue. And so my dad bought that business at 9500 Montgomery, started that business there. And of course, I was brought up above the furniture store, like in the old country. You live upstairs and you got the showroom, and then in the basement we had the workshop. Well, that doesn't keep the dust out. Mom was always cleaning. I was sent to Denmark and I studied woodworking there after I graduated from Moeller, and studied woodworking, picked up a third language because we were always brought up speaking Czech. We had Czech language school on Sunday afternoons after church. When I went to Denmark, I learned to speak Danish also. And I studied in the trade schools there and was apprenticed to a chair manufacturer. And in '92, I started my own business. It kind of just evolved by itself. And that's kind of like the way the Holy Spirit works if you let him. And that's the way it is with liturgical furnishings. It's just, they just evolve. You think you know what you're going to do when you start, but then Holy Spirit intervenes. I'm out here in the shop and I don't, sometimes I listen to talk radio, but the rest of the time it's silence, because that's when you listen to God. If there's noise and distractions and everything, it's cacophony that keeps the Spirit out of your mind. I want God to be able to speak to me. I was called to Roger Bacon, and I was met Brother G down there. I was a Franciscan friar, and he wanted to make sure that this would be liturgically correct. Every time I work on a sacred space, there's all these connections and all these tendrils that are tied together, because if you're hiring someone to do a job of that magnitude, only God can put those pieces in place to make it work. And the more that happens, the more you know what's right. So the more inspired you become, and the more, like your soul is at peace, and you get this feeling of elation, and you're buoyed up with it. You're called to a higher level of spirituality when you do that. Am I worthy to be the one that these hands touch that work? Because it is sacred. It's God's house. It's God's house. You have to take that seriously. And it doesn't hurt to wake up in the morning and say, hey God, I am your humble servant. What do you want me to do today?